Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you go on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. Type in PoPolitickin. Listen to my interviews since 2008. 1212. I'm placed to be with Devin Sunshine. How you doing?
What's good? I'm doing good. How you doing this morning?
I'm great.
Awesome. Almost afternoon.
Yeah, I know. Why you go by Devin Sunshine?
So Devin is a name that it's not my real name, but it's a name that I was kind of given as a nickname back in high school. My boyfriend that I'm with now, actually, we met in high school, broke it off for a few years, reconnected, but before he even knew me and met me, he told me that I looked like a Devin for some reason. So I've gone by that for a little while. And then Sunshine, I was kind of inspired by the artist Kevin Abstract with like the first name, last name type deal. And then Sunshine I decided on as kind of like an ironic twist because, I mean, my music now is a little bit more upbeat and hypey, but when I started out, and still sometimes, my music is a little bit darker, deeper, more of like the conscious rap type feel. So the Sunshine aspect of it was kind of like an ironic twist to what my music portrayed, and also kind of a point to strive to as well, to always, put the positivity in everything, even if I'm going through it or the music is from a deeper or darker point in my life or aspect of myself.
Do you know Devin the Dude?
I do, yeah. I haven't listened to too much of his music, but yeah, since taking on that name, I like, whenever I search for myself or whatever, he always comes up too. So I'm like, oh, I got to check some more of that out.
He tight. I'm gonna say, so let us know how you got involved with hip hop.
Yeah, so I've been a hip hop fan since I started listening to music on my own, pretty much, which was a little bit later than most. I grew up kind of sheltered, and I was into I was involved in musical theater and stuff as a kid, so I was into some crazy shit as a kid. But once I started to develop my own taste in music, I definitely gravitated towards hip hop. I've always loved the lyrical aspect of it and just the poetry and, the rap aspect of it. I love the music and the production, of course. That's what makes a song, a song. But I've always gravitated towards the poetry and the writing. I've always been a writer myself, whether it be music. I learned to play the guitar at 13 and used to write like acoustically, or poetry throughout high school and college. But yeah, when I was like, I don't know, 11, 12, 13, developing my own taste in music, I gravitated towards hip hop and have always been a fan since then. Kind of have gone in and out through, other genres. Haven't always been super into hip hop, but I've always gravitated back towards that. And so, yeah, as I mentioned, when I was like 13 or so, I learned to play the guitar and would write acoustically. Back then, I wanted to be like the next Taylor Swift or some shit. But it was actually around the time that Mac Miller passed that it kind of inspired me. His death kind of hit me hard just because, I don't know, I feel like I grew up with him, his like kids mixtape and stuff back in 2010, just growing up with him throughout hip hop. And so, yeah, his death kind of shook me and kind of inspired me to just say, fuck it and try it. I was at a point in my life, I just dropped out of college, just moved back home. And I was kind of finding my way back into music after a period of kind of pulling back from it, making music and writing music, that is. And yeah, his death just kind of hit me and inspired me to just buy a keyboard, buy Logic, and just kind of create my own shit. And I put out a mixtape called Cool Galaxy. I just actually recently pulled it from streaming platforms because it was super raw, super amateur as it goes. But yeah, that's what kind of inspired me. I was just at a point in my life where I was like, I've always wanted to kind of pursue this, and I just felt like if I didn't try it, I would just probably regret that for the rest of my life. So I'm trying it. I've been at it for a couple years now, a few years, and I'm just kind of seeing where it takes me, having fun with it.
And then who's your, besides Mac Miller, who are some of your other influences?
Ooh, Kanye West is a big one, even though I know he's a little controversial.
How you gonna try to beat Taylor Swift, but then you like Kanye?
I know, right? And actually, yeah, I mean, I kind of had beef with Kanye back in, when that all happened, because I was still a Taylor Swift fan, but then I don't know, kind of grew out of Taylor Swift as I got older, and my music taste developed more into like the hip hop and alternative stuff more than her kind of pop country feel. And now I can't stand country music. Like it's kind of funny how that turns. But
what about
yeah,
you don't like Lil Nas X or nothing?
I mean, I like him. I don't have anything against it. I honestly haven't. I've heard Old Town Road, obviously, but I haven't heard much of his other music. I don't not like country music, but it's just not my cup of tea.
No, it turned into like a whole little genre where they're making like country hip hop songs. That's like a whole little subset now.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, country's huge. Like so many people love country, so it's cool that they're kind of crossbreeding that for sure. But yeah, I love Kanye. I've loved him for a while, since I kind of grew out of Taylor Swift and then got into hip hop more, and dove into his like College Dropout and Late Registration, and all his early works. Huge Kanye West fan, huge Eminem fan. Dang, who else? I like a lot of 90s hip hop, so like Biggie, Tupac, Outkast, Tribe Called Quest, a lot of that more like mellow hip hop. And recently I've been diving deeper into like the female rap artists, because I used to only listen to male rap artists, not by choice, but just kind of, it's more the predominant, they're more predominant in the industry. And so I feel like you can kind of hear that with my early music. It's definitely more, like I said, a little deeper, darker, more conscious rap. But as I've kind of broadened my horizons and I've been diving deeper into more of the female rap artists recently, my sound has kind of shifted to more of a pop rap kind of alternative feel. And I'm just at a better place in my life too, so I'm making happier music. But yeah, some of my female rap inspirations, I mean, the OGs like Missy Elliott and Lil Kim and stuff like that. But more recently, I've been listening to a lot of Ashniko. She's kind of popping off recently. Queen Herbie. Shoot, I can't even think of any more now. But yeah, I've been diving into the female rap artists, and that's definitely been shaping my sound more recently.
What is your story as an artist?
As far as like my background, or like what do you?
Yeah, your background, and what do you talk about in your music? Like, what do you try to talk about in your music?
For sure. I feel like I'm still kind of in the process. I mean, I've only been writing, like making music and putting it out for a couple years now, so I'm still kind of in the process of finding and developing my sound. It's definitely like honed in more recently. But yeah, I just try to rap and write about what's real. I was kind of going through some shit a few years back, and that's another reason I kind of started to get into music and writing, because I was using that as an outlet. So that was more a little darker, more angsty and angry kind of, I don't know, because I was going through it back then. Now as I've been making music and coming into myself and finding my sound, my confidence has grown, and so my music has kind of shifted to take more of a confident and semi like sexual tone as well. I've been trying to kind of implement like the female empowerment type vibe with my latest song, Begging on Your Knees. It's definitely kind of a dominatrix type vibe. So it's definitely like hyping up the female empowerment. And I think that, I don't know, some people, they get touchy about like women being sexual and stuff like that. But I think when we do that for ourselves rather than men forcing us to do that, or I don't know, doing it themselves, it's like taking back that power and taking it back into our own hands. So if we're choosing to be that way and portray that, it's reflecting female empowerment. So my music more recently has been taking the shape of more kind of confident, empowering type vibes and messages and stuff. But at the end of the day, I just kind of try to write about what I'm going through. So if I'm going through a tougher time, it'll probably be deeper, darker, more I don't know, just deeper lyrics and heartfelt stuff. But yeah, more recently I've just been kind of feeling good, and just I mean, this year's been tough, but it's been cool for myself personally, as I've kind of come into myself and experimented more with my music and my sound to kind of find that more confident vibe and be able to put that into my music and make some more hype songs, so it's not all depressing and deep.
So what happened to you? You keep saying like everything, like you were saying you dropped out and went back home, but then you keep saying everything better now. So what happened?
Yeah, so I mean, music was a huge part of that, and just kind of going through, when I dropped out of college, I was like 21 or 22. What was that?
What was you going to school for?
I was studying child and adolescent development, actually, so something totally different. Well, I was studying that for a while, and then I switched my major to sociology, which was really cool. I was studying that for only a year, a semester or so, before I kind of had this awakening / existential crisis, and I was just like, I don't feel like I'm supposed to be here. So I dropped out of college, moved back home, and I was kind of just doing my own thing for a little while, finding my way. I was going through kind of a time where I was just diving deep into myself and kind of figuring out, like, I don't know, was just going through one of those times as a young adult where I was questioning, what I'm supposed to be doing here, what my purpose is on this earth. Again, like I said, kind of an existential crisis type deal, but it caused me to really, turn inward and reflect inward. I was doing some psychedelics, really diving into like my spirituality and my mindset and my mental health, and just kind of getting that on straight and just exploring, I don't know, kind of the aspects of the universe and what it means to be a human here. And that kind of led to me, it was tough, obviously, like anyone going through kind of a spiritual breakthrough or existential crisis, as I keep calling it. It's dark times, and it was definitely, I was going through some stuff, just with like family stuff and personally, that was tough, but it helped me to, like I said, kind of come into myself with music and express that through music. And since doing that, it's just really helped me find myself, and kind of find my voice as well. And that's, really helped up my confidence and just the whole, like I said, kind of the spiritual growth and the mindset work, mental health work, just really focusing on what's good and right for me, not pleasing other people. I grew up a huge people pleaser, so I've been trying to shed that, just shed all these layers that are kind of unnecessary and don't, don't fulfill me or help me out, So yeah, in doing music and kind of finding my voice through that. And like I said, I'm still, in the process of finding my voice and creating my sound and brand and all of that. But yeah, it's really helped me build my confidence. And I think that's definitely apparent in my most recent single and a lot of the songs I got coming out. I'm sitting on a boatload of music right now. I'm trying to strategize how I'm going to release it, but I've got a lot coming.
And you were saying psychedelics, was you doing that? You heard about, it's something, they're doing it out here, but it's like someplace you can go and it's like a part of a frog you can eat.
Oh yeah. It's like the frog's skin or something, and they like burn it into you.
I wanted to try it, but I was like, I don't know about that shit. That shit looks
yeah, I think it's like similar to DMT or like the same kind of thing. But yeah, I had a couple friends that do that or did that, and they had like scars on their ankle. They have to like burn the stuff into you. I don't know. It's wild. I've never done that, but yeah, done some mushrooms, some acid. It's definitely, I don't know. It's not for everyone, but it's if you're in the right mindset and you're kind of searching for something, I think it's a great tool to expand your mind and kind of, I don't know, it's like some people argue that you can, do all that through meditation and through, just your own way without psychedelics. But I think it's a cool kind of quick dive into your own mind and the universe and just everything that entails.
Yeah, I don't know if people, because I know like people don't understand, like I know Steve Jobs said when he started doing acid, he came up with all the iPhone shit.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it can really expand your mind for sure. Yeah, I wrote some crazy stuff on acid, and I don't know. I mean, I've never done anything like taken a huge dose or anything and like lost my mind, but I don't know. Maybe one day. We'll see. I want to try DMT too. People say that that's like life changing. So
that's what I want to try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that documentary they had on it a little while ago. I think it was on Netflix. So describe your creative process.
Ooh, let's see. So I used to, when I first started out, I was just writing raps and not really, like I know a lot of people like they'll filter through beats, go through beats, and then kind of write to the beats. When I first started writing, I was just writing straight rap, straight poetry kind of, and then I put all my own music to it. That's when I bought my keyboard and was producing everything myself. My first mixtape, it was cool. Sometimes I'm like, should I have taken it down? Because it's very like, it was very raw and very just unique, but I'm like, nah, I just want to portray my best work. So I've taken it down since then, but it was really cool. I produced the whole thing myself. A lot of it was just keyboard work and like kind of that acoustic feel with a little bit of like a drum kit beat feel to it. But yeah, I was just writing straight lyrics and then putting the music to it. Since then, I've kind of delved into working with other producers and other creatives. So now I'll write more to a beat to kind of be inspired by the feel of the music and the vibe. Sometimes not. Sometimes I'll write first and then either create a beat to it or, find a beat that fits. But yeah, I just kind of now I just go through beats, or if, I work with a couple producers exclusively, and they'll send me beats, and I'll just go through those and kind of whatever I'm feeling that day, write it out. Or I've been trying to be more precise with my writing and be more clear about like the message I'm trying to portray. Like I said, with Begging on Your Knees, it's that confident vibe, that female empowerment. So I was really honing in on that and trying to focus the lyrics on that, rather than like, I don't know, just like a cipher track or something where you're just kind of freestyling and going off in whatever direction. So I've been trying to do that to really kind of solidify my sound coming up, and just give my music more of an overall vibe and similarity. But yeah, I mean, I just kind of write what I'm feeling too. And you can definitely tell, I feel like, when you're trying too hard. Like I definitely try to just let it come to me naturally, and just kind of be divinely inspired to write. Like if I'm sitting there contemplating over lyrics for too long, or, trying to think of rhyme schemes, I'll just set it down and walk away, because I'm like, all right, this isn't meant to be. It's not supposed to, happen like this. So I like when and I try to let it happen naturally, where I'm just, feeling inspired, and it's just come to me and I'm writing it real quick. Usually I can write a song in, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes if I'm really feeling it, and just kind of get it all out. And then I'll go back and tweak stuff, or rewrite certain things. But definitely if I'm, if it's taking too long and I'm trying too hard, I'm like, all right, this isn't meant to be. It's not where it's supposed to be. So, yeah.
And then what's your current project you're working on right now?
So I'm not working on well, I'm kind of sitting on an album. I'm trying to release a bunch of singles to kind of gain momentum with my, audience and the streaming platforms and stuff. So I'm going to be releasing a bunch of singles through the end of the year, and then probably through 2021 as well. But I am sitting on a bit of a project. It'll probably turn into an album by the time it's released. I'll probably have enough tracks by then. And it's definitely kind of more the OG Devin Sunshine, like the deeper, more conscious stuff, with a bit of a more pop twang, like I've been putting out recently. But it's cool. It's going to be titled, well, unless shit changes, but right now it's going to be titled Your Comfort Zone Will Kill You. And it's about just kind of this whole process I've been going through of finding myself and expanding myself, getting out of my comfort zone to create this music and grow as an artist. And I mean, even doing stuff like this, like I still am a pretty shy introvert, but I used to be way more shy and introverted. And I don't know, since, like I said, kind of finding my voice and expressing myself through music, it's made it a lot easier to, I don't know, just come out of my shell and be more confident in myself, and, I don't know, get out of my comfort zone, do stuff like this.
If you wasn't making music, what would you be doing?
Oh boy. I don't even know. That's a good question, because that's the thing too. I feel like sometimes I'll get down on myself because I feel like I came into the game late, or like I'm 24 now, which I know is still super young, but considering some people who get discovered when they're like still a teenager or young 20s, whatever, sometimes I'll get down on myself or get in my head like, you hopped on this game too late, like you're too old. Because it took me a long time in life to kind of figure out what I wanted to do and the things I was passionate about. That's why I switched my major in college a couple times, and then eventually was like, I don't feel like this is right for me. So music was the first thing. I mean, I've been involved in music my whole life. Like I said, I grew up doing musical theater, and I was in choirs and stuff going to school. And I've always written music, but never, I don't know, I guess I just never really had the confidence in myself, or the confidence to, like I said recently, just say fuck it and try it. So yeah, I think that in finding myself, it's made it easier to, I don't know, it just helped me realize that music was the thing that I really wanted to pursue. And it was the first thing that, I was doing art for a little bit before that. I also paint and draw and stuff like that. Not as much now that I've dove deeper into music, but I was doing the art thing for a while. I don't know, and nothing just really clicked like the music thing did. So since I've started this, it's just like the one thing I'm passionate about and fully on board for. So I'm just giving it all I got.
And what do you say your goals are for your career?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm still kind of in the process of just riding the wave and seeing where it takes me. I I mean, I'm not trying to be like, an A-list celebrity, like, all up in the charts and stuff like that. I would love to just be able to, make enough money doing what I love, making the music I love, have a strong enough core fan base that I can, sell merch, go on tours, just make a living doing what I love. Like I said, music's the only thing that I'm really, well, not the only thing I'm really truly passionate about, but the only thing that I, can really see myself doing long term. And everyone, wants to make money doing what they love. So that's the goal, I think. I mean, I've got, people that I would love to work with or do features with, that are up there, but I don't know. I'm trying to just take it a day at a time. And I definitely, I'm constantly working on just like my patience and not getting too ahead of myself. Cause like I said, coming into things and feeling like I'm already kind of behind the game, and it took me so long to figure out that I even wanted to do music and pursue that. I can get caught up in the mindset of like, well, I want to be here already, or I want to be doing this, or I want to have this big of a fan base. And I just got to step back a lot of the times and remember like why I'm doing this and how far I have come and all the connections I have made. And yeah, so I feel like the first year I was doing music, I was real caught up in like grinding, really pushing, trying to, I don't know, I felt like I was just trying to kind of get ahead of myself and be bigger than what I was. Your first year putting out music, you're still kind of discovering your sound and discovering, just working through all the logistics of things. So now, a few years in, I'm just trying to kind of step back and let the wave kind of do its thing. I mean, I've got, goals that I'm setting and certain things on a daily basis. But yeah, I'm just kind of trying to see where it takes me and just kind of appreciate the journey. Cause like I said, it's easy to get caught up in, well, I want to be here already. I want to, have a platinum record or whatever, but I don't know. I'm just trying to kind of enjoy the journey. Cause once, all these stars get there, they always say, well, I wish I could go back to, before I was famous and before, when I was just making music in my bedroom and the journey of it. So I'm trying to appreciate where I'm at now. It's a big thing for me.
Then who are some of the artists you want to work with?
Oh boy. I'd love to work with Ashniko and Queen Irby, like I said, those couple of female rappers that I was talking about. I mean, Kanye West would be dope. I love him. I think he's always making, I don't know, some of his music, especially recently, can be kind of hit or miss, but he's such a dope producer and like he's just such a creative mind. I would love to work with him and just see what we came up with. I would say Mac Miller, but rest in peace. I don't know. I've got a list of people. Can't think of them off the top, but it'd be cool to work with a lot of people. I don't know. There's so many talented people in this industry. It's crazy.
Okay. Then has COVID affect you any?
Yeah, definitely. One of my goals for 2020 was to get out and do more live shows, and then COVID hit, and I was like, well, shit, I guess that's not going to be achieved this year. But I've been trying to hop on more of like the live streaming type deal and doing more of that. But yeah, it's definitely affected, musicians everywhere as far as gigs and stuff like that. I wasn't at the time or before COVID doing like paid gigs or anything like that. So it wasn't affecting my income in that way. I wasn't even doing shows or getting paid for that. I know a lot of musicians, it really affected their income because they were making a lot of money doing shows. But I just wanted to get out there and do more shows for the experience and just, to grow as an artist doing more shows. And then COVID hit and I was like, all right, well, I guess we got to re-strategize. But it's been a blessing because it's definitely, I was out of work for a long time. I'm back working now, thankfully, but I was out of work for 6 or 7 months, and it really just gave me the time to really give all my attention to my music. And I've written so much music. I've grown a lot as a songwriter, as just a recording artist, recording my own music. I record all my own music here in my bedroom, my home studio. It's not all set up right now, but when I record it is. So yeah, it's given me that time to really just kind of focus on that and focus on the networking aspect too, just connecting with, all the people that engage with my music and fuck with my music. I try to be very engaging with the small following I do have on social media, just to really, I don't know, build that core fan base. And that's like the cool part about music too, is just connecting with people who fuck with it and other creatives. I've been working on a lot of collabs in the last many months. So it's been a blessing and a curse. It's definitely, hindered some things and some goals that I had set out to achieve this year. But at the same time, it's given me the time to work on things that I never even would have thought of working on, so there's been pros and cons.
All right. What else you got going on?
Just in life, or
whatever.
I mean, music wise, like I said, I'm sitting on a lot of music, so I'm just kind of trying to be patient, as always, work on my patience and strategize how to release that and when the right time is for that. So yeah, always working on music. As far as other things in life, my boyfriend and I, we were real into like the farming, self-sustaining aspect of things, which is kind of funny. People are really like my vibe on, I don't know, just my own vibe, my personal vibe. People are like, I can't really see you like doing that, but we've got chickens in his backyard and a whole garden and stuff like that. So I'm really into that, and like the health aspect of things. I'm really into nutrition and I don't know, this all is so random, but people are like, really? But I don't know, it's other stuff that I'm passionate about, other stuff I got going on in my life. But I'm definitely a victim, or not a victim, I'm definitely guilty of being a workaholic. So I do focus a lot of my time on music and my creativity, and also like listening to music as well. Just I spend a lot of time I go hiking a lot. I like to go out and hike, and I'll just like listen to music. I'm trying to get into podcasts more because I don't know, podcasts are cool and you can always learn new stuff. But I spend a lot of time listening to music, and I don't know, just helping it shape my sound. And that's just kind of how I like zone out and meditate too. So I'll spend a lot of time doing that. But yeah, like I said, I'm definitely guilty of being a workaholic. So a lot of my time is spent on my own music, but it's also not even work because I love it. So, but I'm definitely always trying to find that balance because that can be unhealthy as well.
And what would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
Ooh, just thank you for freaking rocking with me. I know, like I said, I've only been at this a few years, and it's definitely been a journey of kind of finding myself, finding my sound, finding just my overall vibe. And it's been cool, like to see people stick with me through it all and vibe with my newer music, still vibe with my older music. It's cool when people hit me up and they're like, I really loved this song that you did back in the day, or like, are you going to be making more kind of conscious rap music, deeper music? And I don't know, it's just inspiring that people, especially because as an artist, everything you put out, you think it's like your best work, all your old stuff, especially myself, as soon as a song is out, I'm already over it from, recording it and listening to it so many times. And I mean, the hype of release day is always, it reinvigorates the song. But by the time the song's out, I'm already like, nah, I could do better. Like, on to the next one. So it's cool when people really rock with my old stuff and they want more of that, because I don't know, that was just like I said, I've grown into myself a lot this year. So looking back on even my older stuff, it's almost like a little baby naive version of myself that I'm just like, oh damn, I was really doing my thing back then, and people still rock with that music. So it's cool to hear people ask for that, and but also be into my new stuff and just support me all along the way. And yeah, like I said, I recently took down my first mixtape, but I pretty much have everything that I've ever released up on Spotify and my SoundCloud still as well. So it's been cool to I don't know, just kind of see myself grow through my discography. A lot of people, and I've gotten some flack too for like putting out my earliest work, because people have said like, you should just start your Spotify over and just like release your newer stuff to, I don't know, have more of like a solidified brand. But I think it's cool that I have variety to my music, and especially the fans and supporters that have been there since like day one when I started stuff. They can definitely see my growth through my discography.
Yeah.
And
I say keep it there. To me, I like that. I like when you can see their growth. Like sometimes if you just see that one song, then you like, well, is that their one project? Because they only drop one project. It's like anybody can come up. You can kind of look up and put out one good project on the real. So it's like, can you you want to see that? I want to see that. I don't want to just see one project. I want to go back and hear them before, and then you be like, oh, they got way better. You like that. So.
Yeah, exactly. So so I've been doing that, and yeah, it's just been cool to see people still rocking with me and growing with me. And yeah, like I said, I'm still kind of in the process of, I'm still so early on in the game. I'm finding my sound and my way through all of this. So to just have people support me through it all has been super cool.
And then what's that book behind you?
book behind me. Oh, this is Start Playing Keyboard, because I played guitar since I was like 13. I took piano lessons from my grandma when I was like a kid, just basic stuff. But yeah, when I got into making music and started to really take it seriously, like I said, I bought myself a keyboard. I was teaching myself piano, and I used to produce all my own work. Now I work with other producers just because it's not my strongest suit. You know, I try to focus on the writing and the artistry of it more than the production aspect. I still actually, my next song coming out, it's dropping November 13th, is produced by me. It's the first song I've produced of my own in a while, and it goes pretty fucking hard. But yeah, so I was producing all my own stuff in the beginning. Now not so much, but I'm still trying to, I would love to be like able to play the piano fluently, but I don't have the discipline to sit down and learn how to play the piano, but I'm trying, because I'd love to be able to do that. I love like Mac Miller, how he could just sit down and play the piano. Like I said, he was such a talented musician. So many people see him as just like a rapper, but he was so talented, you know, in so many aspects. So I really admire that, and I would love to, it's a goal of mine for sure, to be able to play the piano fluently. I just gotta discipline myself and actually learn how to do it.
I want to say thanks for politicking with me.
Most definitely. Thank you for having me. This was fun. This was cool.
No doubt. You want to tell me your social media?
Yeah, so Devin Sunshine on all streaming platforms, just, you know, as it sounds, Devin Sunshine. And then on Instagram and Twitter, I'm Devin Sunshine with 2 U's, so SUUN shine. And then Facebook, everywhere else, just regular Devin Sunshine. I just couldn't get the regular Devin Sunshine on Instagram or Twitter handle, so I put the 2 U's in there. But yeah, just Devin Sunshine on all social media platforms and streaming platforms. You can find my music everywhere.